Have you ever considered how fear can cripple you? How can trust in God help us conquer this fear? Fear is a universal experience, isn't it? It's something we've all felt at one point or another. But what if there was a solution? A way to face our fears head-on and not be overwhelmed by them? What if trust in God could be that antidote to fear? So let's explore how the presence of God and trust in Him can bring peace amidst fear and uncertainty. Think back to a time when you were terrified. Remember how the presence of a loved one brought you peace? That's exactly what God's presence does. There's an essence in the text that reminds us of this, relating to a verse in Isaiah where it says, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." It's this presence, this divine companionship, that brings us peace amidst fear and uncertainty. Just like the comforting presence of a parent to a child in the dark, God's presence brings us tranquility in our darkest hours. It's in this knowing, this unwavering belief that God is with us, that we find our courage. God's presence reassures us, giving us strength and upholding us in times of fear. When fear strikes, where do we run? To a safe place, a refuge. And who better to be our refuge than God Himself? We're called to trust in Him, especially during moments of fear and uncertainty. The essence of our text today mirrors the words found in Psalms 46:1. God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. This verse is a powerful reminder of God's steadfast presence and His unwavering strength. God doesn't promise us a life devoid of troubles, but He does promise to be our refuge, our safe haven amidst the storms of life. He's our fortress, a protective barrier against the fears that try to shake us. No matter the magnitude of our fears, God is bigger. He's our steadfast stronghold when fear tries to invade our peace. So, when fear strikes, remember, in God we find a refuge, a fortress against our fears. Imagine the confidence of a child who knows they are deeply loved by their parents. That's how God loves us. It's a love that is profound, unchanging, and unending. A love that calls us His children. And this isn't just a figure of speech. It's a divine reality that is beautifully articulated in the book of 1 John chapter 3 verse 1, where it says, "See what great love the Father has lavished on us that we should be called children of God, and that is what we are." This love isn't merely an abstract concept, but a tangible reality that permeates every facet of our lives. It's a love that offers us reassurance in the face of fear and uncertainty. It's a love that whispers, "You are mine. You are loved. You are protected." As God's children, we can face our fears knowing we are loved and protected. One of the greatest fears we have is being left alone. But God promises never to leave us. In the face of uncertainty, when we feel the ground shifting beneath us, it's easy to feel alone, to feel as if we're navigating the stormy seas by ourselves. But the essence of our faith lies in the profound promise that God has made to us. In Hebrews 13:5-6, we find a promise that serves as an anchor in those tumultuous times. God has said, "Never will I leave you, never will I forsake you." So we say with confidence, "The Lord is my helper, I will not be afraid. What can mere mortals do to me?" This promise is not just a comforting thought, it's a divine assurance. It's a pledge from the Creator of the universe, the one who holds all things together, that He will never abandon us. God's promise to be with us is not conditional on our performance or our perceived worthiness. It's a steadfast commitment, grounded in His unchanging character and boundless love. In our darkest moments, when fear and doubt threaten to overwhelm us, we can hold on to this promise. We can trust that God is with us, that He is our constant companion, our steadfast support. When we truly grasp this truth, our fear diminishes. After all, "The Lord is my helper, I will not be afraid. What can mere mortals do to us?" Trust, a small word with a big impact. Trusting in God can help us overcome our fears. Trust is a fundamental part of our relationship with God. It is the cornerstone upon which our faith is built. When we trust in God, we are acknowledging His sovereignty, His power, and His love for us. We are surrendering our fears, our uncertainties, and our anxieties to Him. And in return, He provides us with His peace, His strength, and His comfort. The essence of our discussion today revolves around the notion of trusting in God in the face of fear. This concept is beautifully encapsulated in Psalms 91:2, where the psalmist declares, "I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in whom I trust." When we trust in God, we are proclaiming Him as our refuge and our fortress. He is our safe place, our shelter in the storm, our stronghold in times of trouble. We are expressing our confidence in His ability to protect us, to keep us safe, and to guide us through the dark valleys of fear and uncertainty. Fear is a powerful force that can paralyze us, that can rob us of our joy and our peace. But when we trust in God, we are choosing to believe that He is bigger than our fears, that He is stronger than our doubts, and that He is more powerful than any obstacle or challenge we may face. Trusting in God does not mean that we will never experience fear. It does not mean that we will never face difficulties or hardships. But it does mean that we will not face them alone. It means that we have a God who is with us, who is for us, and who will never leave us, nor forsake us. So, whatever fears you may be facing today, remember this: trust in God, lean on Him, rely on Him, believe in His promises. For when we trust in God, our fears lose their power. He is our refuge, our fortress, our God. Fear is a natural human emotion, but it doesn't have to dominate our lives. Remember, God's presence brings peace amidst uncertainty, and He is our refuge and fortress. We are His children, loved and protected. He promises never to leave or forsake us, giving us the confidence to face our fears. Trusting in Him, remembering His faithfulness and power, helps us overcome fear of the unknown. In the presence of God, we find the strength to overcome fear and live with courage and peace.